smoking those things since you got home. It's almost like they're addictive or something.
Don't be silly. If cigarettes were bad, they wouldn't sell them everywhere. Besides, I can quit whenever I want. There. You see, I've stopped. There's nothing to it. You know, Sally, if you want to advance, you're going to have to open your mind to new experiences. Well, I've started again.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss them over a glass of wine. I'm Patrick M. Dunn, and you probably remember me from the previous 70-something episodes, and I'm joined here, as always, by the author, Kat Halstead.
Hello, everybody. What's up?
Whew, what a day. What a lot of breaking news that was happening today.
Yeah, there was breaking news. What was the breaking news?
You mean you didn't know that Tamron Hall has left NBC and and Megyn Kelly is getting her slot?
Well, I already knew Megyn Kelly was getting that slot. I didn't know they were gonna get rid of Tamron Hall. Is that her name?
Tamron. I like to say Tamron like Cameron the rapper.
I don't know. I don't watch the Today Show, so
it's probably Tamron.
Sorry.
I think it's Tamron, but I like to say Tamron because it's just the way it spells out in my mind.
Okay.
She's also leaving MSNBC, so I know we've been talking a lot about cable news lately.
Yes, that we have. Sorry, everybody, if you hate me now, but whatever.
Oh, and then also Beyonce Seven Twins, but we'll brush over that for the moment.
You mean pillows?
You are part of the conspiracy that she has a surrogate mom?
Yeah.
Is this a new segment of Conspiracy Corner? Conspiracy Corner.
Hello, everybody's seen that video where she sits down and stomach goes in like a pillow. Like, come on, people.
What about the new pic where she's in front of the floral arrangement with the veil over her face?
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that it's a picture because you can't do video. Because she already got busted on video once, so they did release a picture that you can Photoshop.
What is she going to do next? Next time she's pregnant? A drawing?
It's like, here's the pregnancy stick.
Or just a random sonogram from that she Google image searched. And you know there's going to be people on Twitter that are going to do a reverse image of it. And they're going to be like, no, this is Janice Crosby from Rockford, Illinois. This is her pic. See? She posted this on Facebook in 2011.
She posted this on... Yeah, exactly. It's just some random woman.
And they're right in the corner. Beyonce Knowles.
Or Beyonce Carter.
Well, I mean, I guess Knowles is just her stage name, right? Oh, no, she's just B. She's just a single name now.
I know. She signed her Instagram post, The Carters.
I mean, I guess that's who she is in her private life.
So.
If you believe Kat's conspiracy that Beyonce has a surrogate, tweet us at verypodcast and let us know. Have a convo with us. Maybe we'll let you join the group chat.
Yeah, we'll converse. Suddenly one day I'm just going to be sitting on my phone and there's going to be this huge group chat of random people I don't know talking about stuff. And I'm going to be like, what did Patrick do?
That would be fun. If we should just start a podcast group chat and just get all of our fans together and we can just, we can rap together.
Get the real weird random stuff we send each other.
Like Rachel Maddow gifs.
Or the random links to weird articles.
Yeah, some like Britney Spears analysis articles. We're back at that phase again.
What was it? It was freaking Vanity Fair doing a whole article on why does Britney post these old-timey photographs of kids? It's trying to analyze it. It's because she fucking likes them. Why the fuck do we have to sit here and analyze every single thing that Britney Spears does? Are you waiting for her to have another breakdown or something? I don't think Lifetime's going to need a sequel to that movie.
No, they are busy making a Menendez Brothers movie starring Courtney Love as Kitty Menendez.
Is that? I was just I can't even look at the link to see who she's playing. I was like, oh, it's 2017 and we're getting stuff on the Menendez brothers. What?
Didn't we just get something on the Menendez brothers?
Yeah, there was this whole 2020 special thing. And I mean, I watched it, but I was just what's next? Are we gonna get Oh, wait, we are getting a resurgence of the Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan thing because they're doing a movie of that too.
They should just do every scandal of the 90s.
Let's just redo them all.
Every scandal of the 90s will eventually be a TV series, and they will probably all be executive produced by Ryan Murphy.
Probably.
He is just like a glamorous hack, but all he does is just take old scandals and just cast his wonderful stable of actors.
Yeah, what's the next one he's doing?
Isn't it the Joan Crawford and...
Betty Davis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then there's another American Crime Story season coming, and I feel like I knew what it was based on, but I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, hold on. Let's ask Google.
We haven't asked Google a question in a while.
American Crime Story Season 2? Come on, Google. You can do this for me, baby.
Deliver us twin seasons of American Crime Story. Just...
Season 3 is the Versace.
Okay, what's season 2? There hasn't been a season 2, though.
Yeah, I'm trying... Season 2 will focus on the crimes of Hurricane Katrina and how America failed New Orleans.
I feel like that just happened.
Like, didn't HBO or Showtime do, like, a whole, like, series?
Treme? Was it Treme on HBO?
I don't know.
Yeah, Treme.
So, yeah.
All right, so what are we doing tonight? What is our topic of the evening? What classic television series are we pulling out of the vault?
Okay, we are diving back into our high school days to the wildest, craziest, weirdest show that was on NBC in the 90s that did not take place in New York City. It was a sitcom. We're doing Third Rock from the Sun.
So where did the Third Rock from the Sun take place? Ohio, maybe, I think it was?
Yes, in a fictional town in Ohio.
Okay, it was probably the only series... or the only sitcom series, other than Wings, maybe, that did not take place in New York City.
Yeah.
Unless I'm...
Pretty much everything on NBC took place in New York City.
Everything was interconnected.
Yes.
You know, sometimes Lisa Kudrow would show up on Mad About You. They would just kind of always appear on each other's shows, but these wacky aliens from... What planet were they from? I can't remember. I feel like I used to know this. Or did they...
You know, I was like looking stuff up, and I don't think it ever actually said what planet they were from.
It was one of those mysteries. It's like, where is Springfield?
Exactly.
So which episode of Third Rock from the Sun are we doing tonight?
We watched Season 1, Episode 5, Dick Smoker.
Yes, and we giggled like schoolboys when we selected this episode because we were like scrolling through the list of episodes you can watch, and I'm just like, we are watching Dick Smoker. I don't care. We're doing it.
Yes, so we had no clue what this was actually about.
Like, this could be considered the worst episode of the series. I'm like, I don't care. We're doing it. The episode title is Dick Smoker.
Like, how can you...
So, shout out to Dick Smokers.
Oh my god, Patrick.
And this episode was Season 1, Episode 5. It aired on February 6, 1996. So it's like the 21st anniversary of this episode.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just like a few days off of our recording.
I'm sure when it airs, it will probably be February 6th.
Yeah, well, probably.
If I can time it, that will be the first time that we ever got something that we aired to air on like the date the actual episode aired. Because like, we're always so close, but we're never quite there.
Like, we're always like either just a few days before, and we don't even know like an anniversary is coming up, or like a few days after, and we're like, dang it.
Yeah, it always happens in September.
We need to be like way better about that in September.
Yeah, I think we did an episode of like Small Wonder in September, and it was like 30 years ago tonight. Small Wonder premiered on whatever channel it was. And we were like, oh, we just fucking missed it. And it's always like a week later.
Yeah, it's like fudge.
We could have tagged that like retro now Twitter account that always just posts like the 30 years ago. Shout out to that guy.
Yes.
Sometimes he likes things that I post.
Yes, that guy.
But he doesn't follow me.
Oh, really?
I think I retweet him or I write a comment and then he just kind of like clicks on my profile and then just starts liking things. He's doing a deep lurk.
Yeah. See, you know what? You kind of lurk, and that makes me wonder if certain people lurk on certain pages, and that's why I don't use certain names when I talk about certain people.
Oh, good to know.
Like Dream Man. Shut up! Shut up! You're not supposed to use the name.
I'll bleep that out. We'll do like the
Asshole.
And also for another sound effect, every time that I mistakenly call this series 30 Rock, we should have like a little like ding noise play or something.
Yes, totally. I'm gonna like keep track of how many times you do that, by the way.
Okay, so what is the over under? Like, how many times do you think I'm going to say 30 Rock by accident?
You're gonna do it at least 15.
Okay, it's probably accurate because every time I've gone into Netflix to search for the show,
You type it in.
I just write 30 Rock. And then I'm scrolling through the list. I'm like, all I see is 30 Rock. I don't see 30 Rock. I'm like, oh, I did it again.
Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do with you?
I don't know. Take me out to pasture. All right, so shall we get into the premise of the show?
Yeah, let's just talk about what the show is, because the show is like a mess.
I guess the basic premise is it's about 4 extraterrestrials who are on an expedition to Earth, which they consider to be like a very insignificant planet. Like it's the what's like a real shitty major city in America?
Detroit?
It's the Detroit of the universe, I guess.
Sorry, Detroit.
Yeah, shout out to Detroit. I didn't say it. Kat said it.
Why the hell are there so many tires on the road out there?
No. I was going to say, is Detroit the Michael Moore city? But that's Flint, Michigan, right?
Where they have the bad water. Which, is that just like to try and poison Michael Moore?
Maybe.
Yes.
So they consider Earth to be a very insignificant planet. I guess they really look like aliens, but they have the technology to morph themselves into humanoid-like creatures, which they do.
On their home planet, they are like just purple gelatinous tubes, is how they were like described on what I was reading.
Yeah, I don't think you ever see it, though.
Yeah, we never see it, and there's no, like, on their home planet, there's no male-female.
So when they get to Earth, they have to take on roles, gender roles.
Yeah.
The High Commander becomes the old man,
Yes.
John Lithgow. I guess he's like the dad.
Yes, he takes on the role as the dad.
The French Stewart alien takes on the role of Harry, the dimwit, I guess. He squints his eyes a lot.
Yes, the dimwit. They're like, they don't even know why he got, like, sent on the mission with them at first.
He was like the extra guy, I guess.
Because he has no role. But it turns out he ends up as the transmitter between the home planet and the team.
Oh, so there was a reason for him.
So he'll just suddenly start going, I have a message from the big giant head.
Which is William Shatner, eventually.
Yeah.
And I guess Joe Gordon-Levitt's character, I guess he's the teen, but he's actually the oldest of them all, like in actuality.
He's like the oldest, but they put him as a teenager.
Yeah, because he's super smart and he can handle the stress of being a human teen.
Well, yeah, being a teenager is stressful AF, though. I mean, all the crap you go through as a teenager, unfortunately, you still go through crap when you're older. Because some people never leave the teenage mindset.
Like who? Do we have any examples?
Oh, I think we've discussed that enough in Airing of the Grievances.
Yes. Shout out to Airing of Grievances, our sister podcast. Find it on iTunes. Someday we'll do a second episode. And then my favorite character on the entire series, Sally, played by the amazing Kristen Johnston.
Yes.
Who is a great comedic actress, I think, in this show. And I think she deserves a lot more accolades than she gets.
I loved her in the TV Land series that she did, and I still miss that series.
Is it The X's?
Yes, it is The X's.
And she also has an agonizingly funny book called Guts, which just tells about her whole life, basically. And she just talks about when she was going through Third Rock. Ding! She was super depressed, super high, and super drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Shall we get into what else was on that night?
Yes, please. Let's get into that.
Also airing on February 6, 1996 on ABC at 8 p.m. was our favorite, Roseanne.
Woo, Roseanne!
Followed by another classic, Coach.
Yes, I love Coach.
Then we had Home Improvement at 9.
Okay, yeah, I know. I think I have an idea of what I was watching.
This whole line.
Yeah, this whole...
Did you watch what was on at 9:30? A show called Champs.
What was Chance about? Do you know?
All right, it was a series about 5 friends 20 years after they won a high school basketball championship together. And I guess it's just their life. And Kevin Nealon is in it.
I probably did.
I have no memory of this. So.
Like, I don't remember it, but I remember, like, watching stuff that Kevin Nealon was in. Like, I got super excited when I found out he was in Man with a Plan, the new Matt LeBlanc show.
You got a girl boner.
I was like, oh my god! I was like, yay! I'm like, why am I getting this excited? I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Are you a fan of Weeds? He's also on Weeds.
You know, I haven't seen that.
Oh, you might like it.
Because I didn't have Showtime when it aired. I mean, it's on Showtime On Demand. That's like something I should probably binge.
And it's on Netflix as well, so you can catch up on all your whole Kevin Nealon-ness there.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I was looking through Showtime On Demand, and I'm a little pissed. There's one show I want to watch that they don't have.
What show's that?
The Big C.
Oh, yeah, The Big C. It's not on there?
It's not on there.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm so mad. I'm like, because I used to have, like, for a while I had Showtime. The ex and I had Showtime, and we loved that show. And then we canceled Showtime, and we were like, oh, we're going to miss the last season. I've never been able to see the last season.
The Big C is the one with Laura Linney, right?
Yes, it is.
Maybe Laura Linney had a fallout with Showtime, and she's like, I'm fucking pulling my shit off this channel. She's like, fuck you guys.
You can't have this.
I'm taking this shit and I'm going on the road with it. And then she did like Batman versus Superman or something. Isn't she in that? She's in something that I saw recently.
She's in something. I don't even remember what. Like, I see her and I'm like, hey, yeah.
No. She was in Sully. She was Tom Hanks' wife.
Oh, okay.
In Sully, and they don't even have a scene together. She's just like, they just show her on the phone intermittently.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
She's the concerned wife in Sully. Shout out to concerned wives. All right, at 10 p.m. on ABC was NYPD Blue. In what era? Is this the...
So didn't watch that.
Is this the Jimmy Smits era, 1996? This is definitely post David Caruso, I believe, right?
Yeah, and this has got to be pre Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Oh yeah, Mark Paul Gosselaar wasn't on there until like the late 90s. He was like in the tail ass end of the show.
I think it was like David Caruso the first season, then Jimmy Smits for a few seasons, then Mark Paul Gosselaar. Maybe someone in between.
There probably was. Wasn't Andy Sipowicz? Is that the name of like the main guy?
I never watched NYPD Blue.
I used to watch it, but I don't remember anything about it. I remember Dennis Franz on it.
I just remember...
And I liked him for some reason. They showed his ass a lot, too.
Like, I would listen to the morning radio, like the Z100 Morning Zoo or whatever it was, from New York in the mornings, and they'd be, like, talking about the episode the night before, be like, I don't understand, I don't watch this show. Move on, people.
That's like how people talk about Leah Remini Scientology today. They get together and...
I love that. I'm seriously going through withdrawals.
I know. This bitch better bring the show back, too.
Like, I think they're going to get a second season.
Yeah, just...
Because there's still some... I'm, like, going through and watching, like, anything I can to, like, try and fill that void that I feel now that I don't have Leah's show.
It's hard to fill a void once you finish a show and you're trying to recapture the magic and you can't find the right show to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I had it for like a week with that O.J. Simpson thing, but they aired all 6 episodes in 1 week.
Yeah, the Derek Big Brother thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of got tired of it near the end, too. I'm over OJ stuff, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it. I mean, I was just like, the thing that was bugging me was the time card. And then finally Derek put that together. I was like, oh, okay. Means we just, like, wasted, like, 8 episodes on this one suspect. That, like, wasn't making any sense. Like, everything hinged on that stupid time card.
Yeah, it was just kind of, like, OJ did it. So this whole thing is just a waste of time.
We know he did it. Like, come on.
And this is just, like, an alternate... this is an alternate reality of the OJ murder. Like, we know he did it. We don't...
Yeah, everybody knows that OJ did it.
You don't need to beat around the bush here. All right, shall we get into the CBS lineup? This is a fun night on CBS. All right.
What was on CBS?
So leading the night, the first hour, the 8 p.m. hour, is the television version of the book and movie John Grissom's The Client.
Ooh.
Which I vaguely remember this. JoBeth Williams is in the Susie Sarandon role.
Okay.
And speaking of Susie Sarandon, I think she's going to be in the Ryan Murphy, Joan Crawford series. So
yes, she is.
It all comes back together. Shout out to Susie Sarandon. And I keep calling her Susie.
Yeah, okay, seriously, I'm about to, like, start. I'm going to send you a bill for every shout out you do.
How much you going to charge me for?
I'm going to charge you 25 cents a shout out.
Okay. We like a swear jar.
And I'm going to go through every episode and add up every shout out, and you're going to get a bill.
Well, like have a little swear jar, and every time I give a shout out, I have to throw a quarter. And like at the end of the year, we can buy hanging mics.
Yeah, the damn hanging mics.
All right. So after The Client, we get a made-for-TV movie, and this sounds like an epic movie. It's called Co-Ed Call Girl, and it stars the queen of TV movies, Tori Spellin.
Oh my god.
And it's about a vulnerable, lonely pre-med student who lives at home with her widowed mother.
Okay.
She falls prey to the charismatic owner of an escort call girl service. She is soon turning tricks and making big bucks, but begins to worry about her college boyfriend and her image.
Uh-huh.
In order to break free of her smooth-talking pimp, she is forced to shoot him. And, hold on, at her trial, her lawyer reveals the poor girl's nightmare, which I don't know what the nightmare is, but I would love to know, and we have to get a copy of this.
I can
And
tell you.
Kat's already on the prowl.
Cat already found it.
So, movie night, This weekend, we're going to watch Co-Ed Call Girl, and we might have to do an episode on this. So write this down. We'll put it on the list.
Co-ed Call Girl.
Fox, speaking of TV movies, they also had a TV movie on this night.
Oh, really?
Yes. So this was when they started making TV movies based on America's Most Wanted cases.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if you remember this.
Not really. The Fox TV movies were never quite as good as the big three.
No, they were very low rent, like lower rent than...
And, like, they weren't even, like, a full, like, 2 hours. Sometimes they'd be, like, an hour kind of thing. Like, just... Because I remember Fox did, like, one on the Jean Bonnet case, and it was just an hour. And I was like, this needs 2 hours.
Yeah, there definitely was an O.J. Simpson made-for-TV movie. There was a Roseanne one, I believe. Like, one about Roseanne.
Yes.
There was one on the Menendez...
Probably an Amy Fisher.
Yeah, and the Menendez brothers. I remember Menendez brothers.
Probably one on Tanya and Nancy.
And we need more, I guess. But you know what? Do you know what these Ryan Murphy TV shows are? They are just extended 90s TV movies. That's all they really are, which is great. I love it. I welcome it. So let's usher in the new millennium.
Well, I still need to watch the first season of American Crime Story.
Oh my, it's like you're reliving your childhood again.
Like, I just haven't done it.
You should sit down this weekend and watch it. I don't know if it's available anywhere, but find it.
I think it's on demand. I'll check.
All right, well, if you have the next snow day,
Okay.
just sit down, pour yourself some Zin, some white Zin, and watch
If it's a freaking snow day, you know what I'm doing?
babysitting.
I'm babysitting. Today wasn't even a snow day and I was babysitting. Having dance parties and watching Batman.
The next time you have a sunny day and the little man is out of the house, pour yourself some white Zin and watch American Crime Story. And
That's totally like my Friday.
and just tweet about the wigs, just all the wigs in this.
Tweet about the wigs. I'm gonna get the weirdest wig followers. I already get like weird spam on my like domain about like hair extensions. I'm like, I don't wear hair extensions. All this lovely long hair is real, bitches.
Do you have like a secret blog about wigs?
No, that's why it's so weird.
So can I talk about this America's Most Wanted movie? It sounds very exciting.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So it's called If Looks Could Kill. It stars Antonio Sabato Jr.
Oh,
and Brad Dourif.
okay.
So it's a profile of a real case from the TV series.
What was it called?
If Looks Could Kill.
Okay.
It's about a handsome, charismatic con man who murders a man in the course of $1 million life insurance scam. He disappears with the money, taking on numerous false identities around the world.
Ooh.
And an elaborate manhunt ensues until several years on the run.
Okay.
The clever fugitive is finally captured by who? John Walsh of America's Most Wanted. Shout out to John Walsh.
Let's be real. He's probably caught most like everybody. Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yes, shout out to YouTube. Thank you for giving us TV movies of the 90s. All right, so NBC that night it's pretty much all sitcoms. It's the
What else was on besides Third Rock?
Wings led the pack at 8, 30 Rock at
Okay.
8:30,
Did it again.
Frasier at 9,
Okay.
and our favorite, the John Larroquette Show at 9:30.
Ooh.
And we get a special mention tonight because we have UPN original programming this night,
Ooh. This is
which we don't
exciting.
really.
Wait, what was
we
on
don't
at
get-
10? What was on at 10 on it?
Dateline.
Oh, Dateline.
Yeah, we don't care about Dateline.
Okay.
Dateline can suck a cock.
Honestly, that was probably what I watched at 10 was Dateline.
The topics that night on Dateline were the people versus O.J. Simpson. Speaking of O.J. Simpson,
Oh, yeah, that's probably 100% that's what I watched.
and something called Judge Dredd, which not the movie, but like DREAD. So I don't know. Maybe it was a pun.
Oh. Okay, so what did UPN give us?
All right, so UPN led the pack with Moesha at 8.
Okay.
Something called Minor Adjustments at 8:30, and I looked this up. So this sounds crazy. It starred Sarah Rue from Popular and Less Than Perfect, maybe?
Yeah, in Pastor, she's done like a bunch of stuff. Like Sarah Rue is one of those go-to girls.
She's like a go-to co-star.
Mhm.
I don't think she's ever led anything, though.
She tried.
With what? What was her leading role?
What was it? Less Than Perfect?
What, was that a leading role for her?
I think it was.
Okay. I thought she was just like the assistant or something.
No, like she was the star.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Sarah Rue then.
But then
for being a
she
star.
like went to be like the co-star on like Reba's show, Malibu Country, and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's just kind of she's your go-to second banana. She's like your Willow to your Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so minor adjustments. This is the only thing I could find out about the show. It's about a to share an office with an orthodontist and a pediatrician.
I mean, actually, isn't that the setup for the Bob Newhart show? You have the therapist, Bob, who shares like the lobby reception area with Jerry, the dentist, and then like another doctor.
Maybe this is supposed to be the Bob Newhart show circa 1996.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that was their whole
Alrighty then.
their whole gimmick.
Or are they like legitimately sharing like an actual office where they see patients?
Well, shout out to UPN.
That would be wild and wacky.
Have we done anything that was on UPN yet? Or WB or CW, like any of the lesser known networks?
I don't think so.
We might have to throw some love to the lower echelon.
Well, I think we had discussed maybe doing a Seventh Heaven, but we put that on the no list.
Yeah, well,
With more Bill Cosby.
there's
More Cosby Show.
we don't like
Sexual predators.
sexual scandals, and predators running around the sets of TV shows.
Yeah, like we got really depressed last night when we were like, oh, this is totally the Cosby episode we would have done.
But we did present the idea of possibly recasting Cliff Huxtable as like maybe a animated something beach ball. Is that going to be our go-to?
I think, we can't do the beach ball. That I'll send you an Instagram why I can't do the beach ball again.
Well, the beach ball was Screech Powell in the Saved by the Bell universe. Anytime we do Saved by the Bell, he's our go-to. All right, so listen to our Saved by the Bell, the college years episode. That will all make sense. You can find it on our website, averyspecialpodcast.com, or on iTunes, or I don't know, like Google Play.
I got to check and actually see
Where our empire lies.
Yeah,
Is this who you lay with?
exactly.
All right, shall we get into the actual episode?
Yeah, because it's so going to make even more sense.
It probably won't, because this episode is
It probably won't. This episode is like, I sat there going, wait, what is happening?
So I'll read the TV guide summary. Maybe that will give us some background information.
Yeah, something. Let's see.
This is what TV Guide had to say about Dick Smoker in 1996. Sally does a slow burn at being the second in command. Dick takes up smoking.
Yeah.
That sounds about right?
So basically, can we just do like the basics before we get into the wacky like WTF?
Yes.
Okay, basically, Sally is pissed because even though Dick's in charge, he doesn't actually like do anything to like fix stuff or get stuff done. And she's supposed to like take commands from him, so she's not getting her stuff done. And like by stuff, I mean the phone line's out, the car needs a repair, stuff like that.
Yeah, so Sally is basically making a honey-do list.
Yeah.
For Dick. And he's not doing any of it because he...
As far as the humans are concerned, is her brother.
Yes.
Nobody mistakes them as husband and wife, but they are brother and sister, and somehow she's in charge of Tommy.
Well, they always forget their roles because Jane Lynch is in this episode. Yes. She plays a teacher. And Sally has to go to the school. And in this 30-second scene, Sally is referred to as the sister, the aunt, and the mom. So they don't understand what she is.
Yes. It's like, it doesn't really matter.
They're just like, who cares? I'm like the woman of the house. And Jane Lynch is just kind of like rolling her eyes, doing like the typical Jane Lynch face, trying to figure things out.
Because they're pretending to be a family. So you have like John Lithgow as the dad. Like you have Sally is the sister, aunt, whatever. And then you have Harry, who's supposed to be the brother as well. And then you have Tommy, who is the son of Dick, yeah.
And I guess Dick is widowed, maybe, in this?
Yeah, we're supposed to believe he's, like, widowed or something. They, like, don't come up with backstory. Like, I don't think they ever actually, like, presented a backstory to fill in these roles.
They didn't know much about her to try to figure this out.
Yeah, they, like, do nothing.
All right, so I have a whacked out theory here.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, so I have a theory that Tommy's teacher, Jane Lynch, is actually...
Mm-hmm.
Is it, what's Sue Sullivan? What's her name from Glee?
Sue Sylvester.
Sue Sylvester. I have a theory that this is pre-Glee Sue Sylvester.
Okay.
And the shenanigans involving the Third Rock from the Sun characters led to her being very Sue Sylvester-like. Agree or disagree?
Oh, I could 100% see that.
Like these people just rattled her life, and then she just became a nightmare after that.
I mean, somebody had to have rattled her. I always just figured that she actually had Will Schuester as a student, and he just drove her so insane. That's why she was always out to get him.
Maybe Will Schuester is Tommy.
Boing! That's why it all makes sense now. It all makes sense.
And in the between 2001 and I don't know 2009, whenever Glee premiered, Tommy cut his hair, cut his long locks, his long luscious locks, which are he has an amazing hairstyle in this. I just want to throw out there.
He's got like the perfect 90s heartthrob hair.
Yes. Did you have his poster on your wall?
Maybe. There were like a small one or two.
He was no Devon Sawa, but you still had his poster on your wall.
I mean, he was no Jared Leto, but
Okay. So who is your rankings of 90s teens?
this is just because here's the thing: you get like these different like eras.
Let's do top 3, like your 8th, 9th grade era.
Okay, so Joey Lawrence, I think at this point it'd be the end of the Mark Paul Gosselaar kind of thing, because he would go on and do like that movie, Dead Man on Campus.
That came out like way later, though. I think that was like 99.
No, it didn't. Obviously, Jason Priestley, Luke Perry, we're in that era big time still. Because we're pre-Dawson's Creek.
JGL is low on your hot guy totem pole.
Sorry,
JGL. Hope you don't listen to this podcast. If you do, you're just going to give Kat a swift kick in the ass.
I mean, if you listen to this, just tweet me at CatDBS.
Hit record Joe. Send Kat a tweet, please. All right, so where are we in the episode? Have we even started it?
Okay, we didn't really like get into the episode. Like we talked, like the basic premise is Sally wants stuff to get done and Dick does nothing. And then instead of like doing stuff, Dick goes to like the student union and runs into some of his like students who are like played by like one of the guys playing his students is his actual son in real life, John Lithgow's son. And then there's like another guy who's Dom DeLuise's son.
David DeLuise.
Yes.
Who's also in Wizards of Waverly Place. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I'm like, what's he from? Oh, he was on Wizards of Waverly Place. I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Shout out to Wizards of Waverly Place.
You gave us Selena Gomez and David Henry.
Thank you, I guess. Thank you for that, Disney. Give us more, please.
Thanks, Disney. How about Disney gives us more Girl Meets World instead?
Yes, please give us more Girl Meets World and maybe bring back some old Disney Channel classics, like reruns of Disney classics. I don't want to see this new shit. I don't care.
Like, everything new they're doing is crap.
But, I mean, let's be real. They are targeted towards, like, 12-year-olds.
That's like too old. Their target like is getting younger and they're idiots.
Pickle and Peanut, is that something they have?
I have no idea.
Yes, I only know that because one of my friends works on Pickle and Peanut, and I guess it's like the big rage these days. So shout out to Pickle and Peanut, and shout out to Carolyn for giving us Pickle and Peanut.
Okay, then.
Yeah, and I have no idea what Pickle and Peanut is, so please don't ask.
I don't want it. The nephew has not gotten obsessed with it, so he's more into Nate Jr.
Well, if he's into Pickle and Peanut, maybe I'll try to get you some swag. Some Pickle and Peanut swag.
Okay, so basically he goes to the student union and he like sees one of the students smoking because this is 1996, 97 or something.
Yeah, I want to just comment that you see a lot of smoking in this episode. There is more smoking in this episode than Mad Men.
For real, like, oh my gosh.
There's at one point where Dick has like 5 cigarettes in his mouth.
Like, it's just ridiculous, like, how much smoking there is. I'm like, oh my God. You were able to show this on TV?
This must have been the tail end of like when you were allowed to show smoking on TV, unless it had like an important message, maybe. Unless it was like a very special Home Improvement or something.
Yeah.
Where like Randy smokes and he gets caught.
Yeah, like it was just so weird.
But there was no lesson to be learned from here. It was just
there really wasn't because they don't really learn lessons.
No, this is not a soapbox moment where everyone has to learn a lesson and they move on with life. They're
not doing the very special episodes of what will alcohol do to you, or oh no, don't sniff this paint can.
They are just gelatinous, colorful tubes in the end.
Yes, exactly.
They can depart their earthly bodies.
They're just trying to understand, like, humans, and they're just not very good at it.
And smoking's a part of that. And Dick is commenting, he's in the student union, and he sees the guy smoking. He's like, there's something different about you. He's like, you look really and I hate to use this word, but cool. And then he puts his cigarette down and he's like, you don't look cool anymore. Then he picks the cigarette back up and he's like, you suddenly look cool again.
It was so weird.
Shout out to smoking.
It was just so awkward.
And these guys, the student union guys, they look so 90s.
They really do. I mean, it is the middle of the 90s. It's just your 90s clothing. Like, even Dick's assistant, Nina, or whatever she is, like, her clothes are just so 90s.
She reminded me of someone that could be on Friends, like a waitress on Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Ross and Rachel go to a restaurant, and she can be the server.
Yeah.
I found Kristen Johnston's outfits to be very unflattering, though. I don't know if that was done on purpose.
They were still very masculine.
It looked like, well, I mean, I guess Sally probably did not know how to dress.
Well, they say that she ended up the woman because she lost some kind of competition with Dick.
She had the smallest gelatinous tube package, maybe.
I guess so. But she's the strongest one because there's that scene where she pushes the car.
Yeah, so she's got burly arms. Her style kind of reminded me of like Diane Keaton for some reason.
Okay, I get that, yeah.
I got very Diane Keatonish vibes. Like Annie Hall, is that
okay?
An era of Diane Keaton that makes sense to anybody?
Yeah, that's a Woody Allen movie.
Yeah, well, I think the only movies she does are Woody Allen movies. Am I right?
No, well, she did the Father of the Bride movies and the movie where she got the baby.
Is she in the First Wives Club?
And then she made like baby food and stuff, and she did First Wives Club.
Okay, so sorry, Diane Keaton. I didn't mean to offend you because I'm sure she's listening in her spare time.
Yeah. If Diane Keaton listens to this, tweet Patrick at Patrick M. Dunn.
Hey, girl, let's do lunch. We'll go to a vegan-friendly restaurant and, I don't know, have some avocados or something. That seems like something that Diane Keaton would be into.
I can't wait to see the Instagram story on that.
Me and Diane. I just picture the John Cougar Mellencamp song, like Jack and Diane playing, but it's Patrick and Diane.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be in the Instagram story. And I don't even need to do Instagram stories. It'll be in my Snapchat.
All the cool kids do Instagram stories, Patrick. Duh.
It's a Snapchat exclusive. I'm not a fan of the Instagram story. It takes too much. It always has to like load, and then it's just some insignificant video.
Shut up.
And you can't even comment. Like,
yes, you can send a message.
But I want other people to see the comment.
Oh.
I have witty things to say that I want to share with the world, and only you will be able to see it. And it's not like you're going to screen cap it.
You need the world to see your sassiness?
I want the world to see my comments about my lunch date with Diane Keaton.
Alrighty then.
So coming in 2017... Diane Keaton Lunch Dates, a podcast exclusive. Maybe we can have her join the podcast. Maybe she could be like our third talking head.
I don't know.
I feel like we would get some good inside scoops.
I don't know if I want the tea on Woody Allen.
If we don't just have to talk about Woody Allen, we can talk about the First Wives Club cast.
Maybe I wouldn't mind some tea on Steve Martin.
Isn't Martin Short in one of the Father of the Brides?
Or maybe I don't want to know. I don't need another actor ruined for me.
Well... You just crushed my 2017 dreams of getting Diane Keaton on the podcast.
Boom. Dream crusher.
If you just let me have my Diane Keaton fantasy, I will let you have your fantasy.
It's like totally gonna happen. Gosh, Patrick. Duh.
All I have to say is that this is a star of a CW series.
Shut up.
We gotta have we gotta leave breadcrumbs for our audience.
Oh my god.
Follow the trail. We'll leave hints in every episode.
I feel like if you follow me on Twitter, it's probably obvious.
Well, follow Cat TVS on Twitter and you can find out who her secret crush is. Who is hanging on her wall in 2017?
Not see it.
All right, so Dick takes up smoking. Sally gets a popcorn kernel stuck in her teeth, so she has to go to an oral surgeon to get it removed.
Yeah, she has to go to the dentist. Dick's in the office with her smoking, and the dentist's like, you can't smoke in here.
Prelude to that, he is just smoking everywhere. He's in his office. He's getting kicked out of places.
Yeah, he's smoking in the house, the office at the school, with all the other smokers by the dumpsters.
Yes, so I guess you have to go outside at the university to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all these people, and they look very sickly. Like the lunch lady has that Lucille Ball smoker's voice, like the later in life Lucille Ball smoker's voice. He's like, oh, miss, whatever, I didn't know that you were smoking. She's like, really, you didn't know? How did you not know?
Because he's an alien from another planet and he doesn't know anything.
And he's trying to rally up his smoker troops. He's like, you know what? If they're going to banish us, we're gonna rise up. So it's very echoes of what's going on in today's political climate.
But he's just trying to create a mass hysteria.
And he's failing at it because these people don't really care about smoking. They're just addicted to nicotine and they are just stressed at their job. So they just need like 5 minutes just to get out of the building.
They just need that nicotine fix. They don't care that they have to stand by the dumpsters.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Dick is on this agenda and he's at the dentist with Sally and he's smoking in the office, pretty much just blowing smoke into the dentist's face while he's removing a popcorn kernel from Sally's teeth.
Yeah, and the dentist is like, you can't smoke in here. Dick like throws it in like the little spit sink. Though Sally did spit and she spit like out onto the dentist, onto his like paper cloth coveralls.
His paper suit. I believe Dick calls it a paper suit. He's like, I will not take orders from a man in a paper suit.
Yes.
So Dick decides that, all right, I'm going to smoke in the stairwell.
Yeah. So he finds the stairwell and he goes and he smokes in it and the door closes.
And it's one of those buildings where when you're in the stairwell and the door closes, you can't open it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, I mean, usually the door on the bottom level you can open and get out of the building, but I guess maybe he didn't realize that.
He probably didn't realize. I think that was like the thing. It was like people were like, why are you stuck in here?
But he kept going up the stairs. I think he just kept going to like higher floors.
Yeah, he was going up instead of going down.
And he somehow got stuck in there for like like a long weekend or something.
Like, he got stuck in there for like 2 days at first. And then finally Harry goes to try and find him. After like Sally has to deal with like everybody, and Sally's a total badass with the mechanic. She like legitimately squeezes his balls.
Yes, so Sally thinks that Dick is giving her a test because she was kind of bummed because she's the smartest, she's the strongest, she knows the most about this brave new world of planet Earth, the third rock from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of like, why can't I be in charge? Why can't I be in charge? And he's just always like, because I'm the high commander and that's just the way it is. And he kind of empowers her because he's like, you know what? There may be a day that I'm not here and you might have to take over. So just kind of be ready.
Mm-hmm.
And he disappears because he's trapped in the stairwell. So she thinks that he's testing her. So she's trying to like rise to the occasion. So she's trying to be the mom, aunt, sister, or whatever to Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to do all the stuff like fix the phone line, fix the car. And as he said, she
deal with the teacher after Tommy reanimates a frog that develops a taste for human flesh.
So that's like C plot in this episode. So Tommy and his red-haired friend, they reanimate a dead frog. And the frog is basically a zombie.
Yeah, because, you know, that's a totally normal thing for a high schooler to be doing.
Yeah. What happened to the frog? They don't explain. We know it bit another student, but what happened after?
I think, well, the frog got loose during the science fair, destroyed all the other projects, bit somebody, and yeah, that's really all they say.
Yeah, so is it still out there? roaming the world. This could be also the prequel to The Walking Dead.
Whoa! Hashtag mind blown.
Third Rock from the Sun is just the precursor to many of our modern TV shows. You heard it here first.
That is crazy.
A very special podcast exclusive. We should have like a sound effect, like podcast exclusive right there. So we have to talk about the scene where Sally's at the mechanic and she talking with the mechanic. Harry is there. And the mechanic thinks that just because Sally is a woman that she won't understand anything.
Yeah, and she's like telling him what's wrong with the car and how she wants it done. And the mechanic guy is just like talking to Harry, and Sally like just gets fed up. She takes like, I don't even know what she takes because I couldn't see it.
But before that though, all Harry is doing is just like nodding his head in agreement. He's not understanding anything that the mechanic is saying.
Well, to be fair, Harry doesn't know what's going on 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, but the mechanic just assumes that because he's a guy, he will understand, and that because Sally's the woman, that she won't get what's going on. So Sally gets pissed.
Yes.
And she grabs like a vice grip.
Yes.
And you hear the sound of like nuts cracking when she like clamps his package.
And she does.
Yes.
Which I think we've all wanted to do to some male at some point.
Why are you looking at me?
Sorry.
Is there someone behind me?
No.
Sally clamps the mechanic's nuts. He is speechless at this point, which is a natural reaction when your nuts are in a vice grip. And then she like storms out of the mechanic's garage. I almost said office, but garage. And she's like, oh wait, I forgot to unloosen the vice grip, and then she unloosens it and he just like collapses. He's like, oh.
Yeah, she's like, I want my car ready in half an hour.
Meanwhile, this guy just goes back to work. I don't know. What would you do?
I don't know how the car got done.
I would be in the hospital, I think, for weeks if that happened to me.
Yeah, plus Sally's strong, so who knows how like tight she made that.
This guy has probably had all kinds of problems after this incident.
Are we sure he even survived this day? Like,
Probably not.
But-
He probably had to get his like testicles removed, and now he's just all stick.
oh, well, that sucks for him. Don't be a misogynist.
Yes. I mean, he was only a minor character. You know what? He probably deserved it. He probably like did something horrible, like kicked a puppy or something before the scene happened.
Yeah,
So
probably.
he deserved it.
Well, we know he was a sexist, so why not?
Yeah. So, you know what? Yeah, let's just give him for that too.
Okay, so Dick's still locked in the stairs, and they go to find him eventually, like after 2 days of being like gone. They go to the school to look for him. And this is like right before they come in. Nina's like sitting at his desk, the assistant, and she's just going through the drawers. She opens one drawer and there's like this something green glowing. And she kind of does a like, wait, what? And closes it. She's like, I don't want to know. It's one of those, something weird is going on with this guy, but I do not want to know.
She probably has an idea, but she is in denial.
Yeah, like you really don't want to think that your weird boss is a extraterrestrial.
Have you ever had that thought?
Maybe once or twice.
But I mean, what would you do if you found out that your boss was an alien? Like, do you tell somebody? Do you keep the secret to yourself? Because you don't know what they are capable of.
Yeah, like who are you gonna tell?
Mulder and Scully?
Like who will believe you?
Or at least Mulder. Scully's not going to believe.
Patrick,
anything
yeah,
that's-
I'll call David Duchovny up.
She might have him on speed dial because he was a sex addict and she was a foxy lady.
True. So if I'm calling up David Duchovny up, I want him as Hodiak.
From Aquarius?
Aquarius, yes.
You mean you don't want... Oh, you don't want Mulder? Mulder wears Speedos. Mulder wears red Speedos.
You know, I think I'm okay with
I
that.
don't think Hodiak wears red Speedos. He seems very reserved.
Hodiak does not wear red Speedos, but he plays guitar.
Mulder can probably play a guitar. I think I've seen him pick up an instrument once or twice. He's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's very committed, and he wears Speedos.
Hey, Hodiak beat the crap out of Charles Manson.
Mulder beat the crap out of a lot of serial killers
I'm really having this discussion right now.
and monsters.
Like, how is this our life?
Yes. We need to have a Hodiak Mulder debate. One Charles Manson does not equal 10 seasons of swamp monsters and dinosaur creatures and aliens. So Hodiak can suck a cock.
Okay, fine, whatever.
What about his character from Californication?
I don't know, I haven't watched that. It's just, like, on demand that...
Well, Kat's going to watch it this weekend after she watches...
Kat's gonna be watching, like, the most random stuff this weekend. It's like,
Yes.
no, kid, you are not allowed in my room. Bye.
You are not allowed to see David Duchovny's butt, not till you're 13.
Okay, so they go to the school, and Nina, like, is like, well, Dick isn't here. Where is he? I was gonna come try and find him because he hasn't shown up for 2 days. And they're like, oh no, where's Dick? We don't know where he is. And Nina's like, I can still hear you guys.
It's that weird soap opera effect, because if this was a soap opera, the characters would have gone 3 steps over and had that conversation, but the people on the other side of the room would not have heard that conversation.
3 steps away. They just, like, moved over 3 steps from where they had been standing.
It's like a soap opera party scene.
Very much like an NBC soap opera back in the 90s. They would do it like on every NBC soap in the 90s. Like, you just step away like 2 steps and have like a private conversation with yourself about like whatever secret you're keeping.
You're looking in a mirror too at yourself.
Ben doesn't know that I went into the bloody room. How do I keep him from finding out I discovered his bloody, disgusting secret?
And then he walks into, he like doesn't even walk into the room. He's already in the room, but he just like steps into frame. And then he's like, I'm sorry, did you say something about a bloody room? And Meg's like, no, I was just saying that I wanted a Bloody Mary later.
Yeah, you're just being silly, Ben.
Yeah, I was just saying that maybe you and I can go for Bloody Marys at the waffle shop. Do they have Bloody Marys? I don't even know. We'll find out.
Honey, we'll go to the deep for those.
He's like, but I own a bar. We can just go there instead. But I want to go in the morning. I don't think your bar opens till later. And then meanwhile, it just turns out to be red paint.
Yeah. But yeah, so they do that like weird thing. So Harry makes it his mission to find Dick because Sally kind of like freaks out when she realizes Dick is like actually missing and kind of panics.
Yeah, Harry retraces Dick's steps. And he goes back to the dentist office. And Harry, I guess, is in like Steven Seagal mode through the whole episode because he saw some kind of like early 90s action film.
Yeah, they like went to some movie where they were like the most disruptive like pieces of crap in the theater.
They were throwing popcorn all over the place. They were like tripping over people.
They're the people who you sit there and you just like, who now would be sitting on their phones going, oh, hey, I have to tweet that I'm at the movies.
But you know what, though? If someone was just sitting at their seat tweeting, it wouldn't as bother me as much as someone like standing up and throwing popcorn by accident and like tripping over Sally.
Yeah, like they're like, it's a full theater and they're getting up, they're moving around, they're talking, there's popcorn everywhere. I think the only one who wasn't a total D-bag was Tommy.
Because he's the smartest and the oldest / youngest.
Yeah, he is. He's the oldest, he's the smartest, he's the wisest, but he's got the youngest body.
He's got the blossoming body that he doesn't know how to deal with. He has to go through the tragedies of adolescence.
Exactly.
An alien love story.
Mm-hmm.
So Harry retraces his steps. He goes back to the dentist office. He thinks he's threatening the dentist because I guess Harry thinks that the dentist had something to do with Dick's disappearance. But it's really just like another patient.
Okay, where the hell was the dentist? This like scene disturbed me so much because like the guy's there, he's got like this like thing in his mouth, and he's got like instruments hanging out of his mouth, like scissor type instruments like hanging out of his mouth like they're walrus teeth. It was like so. And the dentist is there, and Harry just like barges in and is like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah, there's no assistant or secretary, like, you can't go in there kind of thing.
Yeah, like, where's the dental hygienist at the very least or something?
The anesthesiologist.
Yeah, somebody.
No, we don't have that. I guess it's just the sole dentist. Maybe this is the minor adjustments UPN sitcom that we're talking about earlier.
Maybe.
They were all on their wacky lunch break, and they forgot about they had a patient in there with like tubes sticking out of his mouth.
They forgot that they had a patient with instruments hanging out of, with medical devices hanging out of his mouth.
They were going out to have a quirky Sex in the City like lunch and talk about like boobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Harry, I guess he's like walking out of the dentist office, and he hears Dick having like an inner but an outer monologue in the stairwell.
Well, because they don't do anything inner, they do everything outer.
So he's having like a monologue, and then Harry just kind of like barges into the stairwell, and he's like, oh, there you are, and they hug it out, but then the door closes, so now they're both stuck in there.
They're both stuck.
And we don't see how they get out, because it does a quick cut to like the next day or something, and they're on the roof.
Like, it's supposed to be, I got confused by like when it was supposed to be, because they were saying like, we were in there for like this. I don't think they know how long they were actually like in there.
They were probably in there for like an hour each.
I think it's like they said that Dick was gone for 2 days. So let's just say Dick was in there for 2 days.
And then like a janitor found them, I think is how they explain it.
Yeah, and then like a janitor finds them and is like, what the hell are you doing in here?
He's like, you can just go downstairs and exit the building. And they were like, oh.
Yeah.
But we don't see any of that happening. It just cuts to like...
We see none of that.
It cuts to the final scene because they probably didn't have enough time.
Probably because they have like a million scenes in this thing.
Yeah, this show changes scenes like every 32 seconds. Every 32 seconds, you see an animated cutscene of like planets banging into each other like they're marbles.
Yeah, and it's just like you go from like the drive-through to the movie theater to the house to the school to the... You know, it just keeps happening. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening.
And there's no Jane Curtin in this episode either.
Yes, I was so mad. Like, that's in my notes. It's like, no Jane Curtin, sad face.
I can't wait for her to show up. So next time we do Third Rock from the Sun, we'll have to do a Jane Curtin episode.
Yes.
Dr. Albright, is that her name, I believe?
Yes, Dr. Mary Albright.
I was going to say Madeleine Albright, but isn't that like a politician?
Yeah, she was, I believe, Secretary of State at one point during like the Clinton administration.
Yeah. Shout out to our Sec of State. All right, so what are we doing next week?
I don't know because I don't know where my list is.
A typical cat move.
Oh, okay, to be fair, I like totally like rearranged stuff and I don't know where stuff is.
So we are barreling towards our 75th episode extravaganza, but we are not quite there yet. We have one stop before we get there.
Okay.
And we are going to travel back to a simpler time than even the 90s. But it was a series that was made and produced in the 90s, but it takes place in the 60s. And it stars a very well-known actor, director, and father, maybe, I don't know, Fred Savage. And we are going to experience his wonder years.
Yes, I love the Savage Boys.
Yes, we know.
Shut up.
So join us next week.
You're so embarrassing.
All right. Is there a third Savage brother that we don't know about?
No, I think there's a sister.
I wanted to do a Fuck, Marry, Kill Savage brothers, but there's only two. So how about let's just do a fuck or kill, Fred Savage or Ben Savage. Sophie's choice. If you had to save one of them from a murder.
Oh my god. I have to save them both.
You cannot. You only have enough energy to... All right, so have you ever seen the movie The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood?
No, I haven't, because that totally terrified me as a little kid to see, like, Macaulay Culkin looking evil.
So, spoiler alert. The mom basically has Elijah Wood on one hand, Macaulay Culkin on the other hand, and they're like dangling over a cliff. And she only has enough energy to save one of them. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say who she chops, but let's say the roles are reversed and Kat is dangling over a cliff and she has Fred Savage on one hand, Ben Savage on the other hand, and you can only save one of them.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Because you have to let go and use all your energy to pull the other one up. Who would you let go?
I'm sorry, Fred. I'm sorry. I would say Fred.
Fred Savage, RIP 2017. Kat murdered you.
Oh my god, knock on wood.
Kat wanted your younger brother. Because I guess, well, he's younger, so maybe he has more years ahead of him. Fred has already lived a good life. He's directed episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh my god.
He got to frolic with Winnie Cooper and play with Rob Lowe. Is that who he co-starred with in The Grinder?
Yes.
Is it Rob Lowe? Okay.
The Grinder, which was amazing, which you should go watch on Netflix if you've never seen it, because you will love it.
I am no longer a Rob Lowe fan.
Uh-oh, what did Rob Lowe do?
Just look at his Twitter account. You'll see.
Yeah, I get, like, the other night I randomly, like, one of my friends randomly, like, sends me this message, like, I can't believe that fucking Rob Lowe blocked me. And I'm like, wait, what did he do this time?
Just read his timeline. We don't get into politics on the podcast.
No, we don't.
Unless it's about Scientology, then we might
Team Leah.
dish. Definitely join us next week when we watch The Wonder Years, starring Fred Savage, who Kat Halstead savagely let die.
Bye!